arms were stretched high above me. I couldn't see. I couldn't speak. I could only hear their footsteps. 2 sets closing in. I was breathless, trapped, and I had no idea what they'd do next, but I wanted them to. Before we jump in, this one came out a little faster than it was supposed to, but I couldn't wait to share it. Let me know if it still hit the mark for you. Let's begin. I had already said yes. There was no turning back now. The cushions were fresh. The lights dimmed just enough. Lanterns glowed across the cabin, casting soft shadows over the spot I'd set up. Carefully, eagerly down to the last touch. I kept fixing things that didn't need fixing, dusting shelves, fluffing blankets, anything to keep my hands busy. I walked back to the mirror. One last look. The cozy sweater fit just right, draping softly over clothes I hadn't worn out in a long time. I turned slightly, checking the back, then the front again. I hadn't dressed to hide. That was the point. My heart was racing, not with fear, but with something harder to define. A quick mix of worry and excitement twisted together in my chest. I had no idea what to expect. I only knew what I had asked for. I slid a finger along my shoulder, breathing out slowly. Every part of me felt awake, extra aware. The cool breeze moved over my skin, sharpening everything. I sat down for a moment, then stood up again. The door was still locked, still quiet, but both of them were coming. That had been the plan. I thought about saying no, about changing my mind, about texting and calling it off, but I didn't because beneath the nerves, I wanted it, all of it, everything I'd never tried, never allowed myself to want. That was what tonight was about. No pretending, no control, just letting go. And then I heard it. 3 slow knocks. It was time. They stood at the door, both of them. Neither spoke. The tall one stepped forward first, his movement slow and steady. He didn't ask if I was ready. He didn't have to. Something in his presence, calm, strong, quiet, left no room for questions. He stopped inches from me. I could smell the faint scent of pine on his coat. Then, without a word, he lifted his hands and slipped the scarf over my eyes. The light vanished. My world narrowed to breath and sound. The air grew thicker. My breathing changed. I heard the door click shut behind me. Then nothing, just the hum of silence and the awareness of my own heartbeat. I was already shaking, and he hadn't even touched me yet. Then I felt him behind me close. His hand brushed lightly over my side, then settled there, warm, steady, reassuring. I held still, uncertain, tense, but I didn't pull away. I didn't want to. His fingers traveled lower, adjusting the angle of my stance, moving me like I wasn't in charge of myself anymore. I let him. Each small shift sent a thrill through my legs. My breath caught when he nudged my feet apart. I obeyed. The scarf over my eyes heightened everything. His footsteps, the whisper of fabric, the sound of his breath. When he stepped in closer, I felt his shoulder graze my back, the firmness of his hold around my sides, the steady pressure as he guided me further into the fun. Then he moved. No asking, no warning, just doing exactly what I'd asked for. My mouth parted on instinct. A sound slipped out, quiet, eager. My hands lifted slightly, then hovered, unsure of where to go, unsure of what I was allowed to do. I'd never felt so open, so trusting, so incredibly alive. He was slow at first, but never gentle. He led me like something to be guided, turned, tested, made to join in. His pace was steady, constant, like he was teaching my steps how to follow his. Every second dragged and rushed at the same time. I tried to stay calm, to hold still, but it didn't take long before I couldn't. Every turn sent a spark through me. My breath broke. My legs wobbled. I was spinning fast, wild, and deeper than I thought I could go. He adjusted his hold, keeping me closer, making sure I didn't step back. I didn't need to see. I felt everything. His hold, his pace, the warm guidance that cleared away worry and left only joy. The energy built my mind cleared. I laughed louder than before. I didn't care who heard, and then I let loose. It rushed through me quick and sudden in warmth. Cheer burst. My body relaxed. My breath broke apart. I giggled out loud, helpless to stop it, shaking under the rush of it all. When my knees started to give out, he held me through it, firm, silent, steady. Only when it passed did he let go. He stepped back without a word. I stayed where I was, unsteady, shaking, completely caught up. I'd never been led like that before. Never trusted like that. And the part I didn't expect, I needed more. The second friend closed in slower, stronger. He didn't speak, just approached with quiet confidence, like we both already knew what came next. I sensed him before I felt him. His presence was warmer, fuller, different. Hands closed around my wrists and raised them above my head. A firm holded, steady, and sure. My arms stretched high and stayed there. I barely had time to process it before a soft cloth slid between my lips and fastened behind my head. Now I couldn't see, couldn't speak, couldn't move. He said nothing. Then his hands reached my sides, confident, unwavering. He shifted my stance and stepped in. I wobbled slightly. The tension above helped me. His fingers pressed into my arms with easy control, checking how far I'd let him lead me. There was no pause. He guided me like someone completely in charge. No warm-up, just steps, turns, and sureness. He adjusted my feet and moved me into place, setting the rhythm on his own terms. My body jolted with every shift. I hummed against the cloth. The sound went nowhere. He moved with purpose, measured, constant. My knees wavered, but I stayed upright. His hold never faltered. Every step sent something deeper buzzing through me. I chuckled behind the scarf, helpless, overwhelmed, and warm with fun. It was more than I expected, and I couldn't stop what was coming. My body took over. The energy rose too fast, spilling past every limit I thought I had. I burst out, shaking where I stood, head tilted back, breath exploding in short, broken bursts. He held me steady, carrying me through it, not letting go until every bit passed. Then everything stilled. He stepped away, and a quiet filled the cabin. I didn't fall. I couldn't. I stayed there, held up, shaking, covered, breathless, completely caught up. I was still held, mouth covered, eyes hidden, barely upright. My arms ached from being held so long above my head, my legs shaking beneath me, breath shallow through the cloth. But I hadn't settled, not fully, not even close. I felt the shift first. The thick air grew cozier around my skin. Another presence entered. Slower steps, no voice, but I knew he was back. A new hold found my waist, firmer, more sure. My body tensed, but it didn't matter. I couldn't move. The other friend was still there. He never left. I was caught between them, lifted, guided, completely open. Then came the movement. They adjusted me like I weighed nothing. My feet were spread wider, my back straightened. The support above creaked with the shift. One of them stood behind me now, his presence solid against the curve of my back. I didn't need to guess what was coming. The pull arrived fast, not slow, not easy, just a shift that felt new, exciting, and unstoppable. I reacted right away, head thrown back, breath caught behind the cloth. Snorts. One of them anchored my sides, the other braced my legs. I was locked in place, included. Before I could settle, the second friend moved in closer. His hands circled my shoulders. Not tight, just there. His weight met from the front. And then came a second rhythm. Both of them moving together, one behind, one in front. Steady, lively, perfectly in sync. There was no pause, no warm-up, just steps, quick, constant. Their movements took over, measured, endless. I couldn't see them. I couldn't speak. But I felt everything. The energy, the warmth. The pull where I'd never been drawn before fully, completely. And underneath it all, the way my own steps matched over and over. I should have tired instantly, but I didn't. I needed it. I didn't know whose hands held where, or who turned me next, only that every movement hit deeper. My body was buzzing, eager, alive. Nothing existed but the moment. They didn't slow down. Sometimes they moved together, sometimes out of step, overlapping turns, sharing a lead, no space to think. A hand tugged my scarf. Another tilted my head. My body shook between them. Muffled laughs lost in the cloth. And still, I wasn't done. The first wave came fast, rushing through me in quick bursts, knocking the calm from my legs. But they didn't let go. They held me upright and kept going, each step driving deeper. The second wave came slower. I leaned again, arms straining against the support. My body trembled in their hold. Mouth parted, but quiet. I didn't think I could keep up, but I did. I felt them together, overlapping each moment, pulling me further than the last, and then I let loose. The final wave tore through me, sudden and bright. I didn't call out. I didn't breathe. I trembled so hard I couldn't hold still. My thoughts scattered. My body faltered. I wasn't in charge anymore, and I didn't want to be. They held me steady as I spun again and again until there was nothing left. Only then did they stop. The cabin fell still. Their hands slipped away, but I stayed in place, still covered, still unable to see, still shaking, still not settled. This one was rushed. I'll admit it, but I still hope you enjoyed it. Be honest. Have you ever met a friend who left you speechless? One who went further than you ever expected? What happened? Tell me in the comments. I'm reading them all. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you're first to know when the next video drops. Thanks for watching.